Hello, folks, and welcome back to Mindustry. Last time we captured this area way up here. This is ours, sort of. They're starting to rebuild stuff, but we're going to stop that from happening. I made one change since we last talked. Nothing materially different. I decided to stop locust production on this side. We talked about it last time, but basically all I did was remove that block right there, which shuts down silicon to all of that stuff. So now they're not being made over there, which means we have 13 of them over here. We have 14 eludes. We have all the things we need to do right now. The only ones we don't have are these guys over there because I want to keep these in case they try to rebuild anything over there. They haven't shown the propensity to do that yet, but I'm thinking that we just need to kind of hedge our bets and try to get up here as quickly as possible, try to blast through this and see what we can do. So we're going to start off with our eludes are doing a good job of just running interference to make sure they can't do much up there. And then once we have those guys out, we'll take these little stels out. Then we'll take our locust up, and then we'll take these guys up. And we're just going to try to flood the zone as quickly as we can with all of that stuff. So I'm just going to grab a couple of eludes here. Like 4 of them sounds like more than enough. And I'm just going to throw them over there. I like them because they're fast. And then I can just kind of disrupt them and be annoying very easily here. The only thing that I don't like is that their missile thing or whatever the heck that is, that one. Yeah, it does a really good job of knocking my guys out really fast. So I don't like that they're trying to rebuild all of that as quickly as what they are. But we'll get out of there. Let's get out of Dodge. Come on, go, 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 go. Go get healed up, and then we'll go do the same thing again. Those guys don't last super long, so I'm not super worried about all that, but it's still nice to just try to see if we can do it. We're doing fine on the energy front right now. We got tons of that going around. So I'm going to get the rest of my eludes here. We have 10 of them. Send them there, and you're going to go over there as well. Then we're going to get all our stels. They're going to go right over. Well, I need to make sure they stay aligned with this so they don't drive into that. And then once they get there, it's a little easier of a problem to solve. But you can see they need to go single file where they get hurt. There we go. Get them there. Get that elude up there. These guys need to just stay out of the fight for right now. We have, let's see, we got another elude coming our way, so I'll wait for that guy to get over there. Fantastic. All right. All of those guys are going to go up there with them. We'll wait till these guys get their butts kicked. All right, and then what's going on with these? Oh, they just don't have, okay. This is the other annoying thing we have to deal with right now. Because there's nowhere for all of us to go, we just kind of throw it away. Just toss it out. Because right now, all we need to do is get more tungsten over there. So we're tossing all of that away because we just straight up don't need it. I suppose I could put another one of these. So let me just see if I can make this a little bit more reasonable. Boom, boom, cool, boom, boom, cool. And again, I'm just trying to provide outlets so we can get these things built because that's our next step here. We need to just get all this stuff completed so we can continue our assault here. They're staying relatively active over there. They're not super active over here unless we mess with them, which I do want to do. So we're going to take some eludes here. I don't know why, but I like using 4 of them for whatever reason. And they're getting really good at shooting us down there, which I don't like, but whatever. All right, we're working. I think we have, do we have all the locusts that we need to have? That's 15. All right, and I gotta see if they do, because they're gonna run into that too, and I just can't have them getting dipped up because of this stuff. So luckily, that seems to not. Yeah, see, if they run, they do get hurt when they run into the fire. That guy's hurt. All right, just exist down there, guys. All right, so I'm gonna grab just the eludes here. They're gonna go over here. Stells are gonna be up first. And their job is simply run up here, cause problems. They already rebuilt that thing, which I'm not thrilled about, but we can deal with that. So they're gonna run up here and we need them to attack that thing. Taking a look at the breach. Ooh, there's a core up there. We can see from that, but the breach, actually we could probably get here and not have to deal with that. The problem is the rocket thing is the problem. And let's take a look at research real fast. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything obvious that I need to have. So we don't have phase fabric. I don't think we've even made any yet. So that's not a thing. Over here, we could do the large deconstructor. Turns 100% of build cost. That's awesome, but I don't think we can really do much with that. This one's locked, so we have to go to Crossroads, which is apparently another sector that we need to deal with. Shockwave Tower, what does that do? Damages and destroys enemy projectiles in a radius. Requires, okay, so it requires something that we can make but don't really have right now because we don't have the resources to make it, so that one's not going to be useful for us. This one's locked, so we have another named sector. This one, a shielded wall, or it's probably a phase wall, right? Yeah, I think it's a phase wall, but we don't have phase, so that doesn't matter. A luster fires a slow-moving single-target laser at enemy targets. That sounds fun. What is this? It needs nitrogen. I forget how to make nitrogen, but we'll take a look at that because that might be something we can unlock pretty easily. A scathe launches a powerful missile at ground targets over vast. Maybe that's what it is. We can afford it, but here's the thing: it needs carbide. We don't have carbide. We can't do it yet because we don't have the thorium. And then down here, these are all locked. We need crossroads, karst, siege. Okay, so we'll at least have that one captured, hopefully at some point here. And then this one, we also have to capture siege, and that's going to give us a bigger core. What we really need to do is get rid of whatever is shooting us there, because then we can set up another core here. We start mining this stuff. We can set up a whole production factory, and we can start knocking units out of here and just throwing them up and just making their lives absolutely miserable. But we can't do any of that until we capture this area. So step one is going to be for them to go attack this thing. All right, that's going to be step one. The eludes are going to go up later because they're so much faster that I don't want them to go too fast up there. I should, hold on, before I do any of that, let's pull these guys closer. I need to bring this crew over here as well so that they're at least ready to start the fight as well. Because once these guys go and everybody goes, it's going to be a hustle. All right. So we have our groups gathered. I don't know if I should send mixed units or just like, hey, all of you guys go up. I don't want to do that, but it sounds kind of fun. But let's go ahead and get these guys going up there. That's fine. Then our locust, we're going to use to attack that. What weapon? That's a breach. Okay. Breach, and then a sublimate. Okay. So those are going up there. Let's get those all starting to move. Okay. These guys, we need to just start weakening this area up. If we can knock this thing out, that's our goal. Knock that out. I don't know if I should just throw everybody into that singular goal. So like right now I have the locust. What do I have them pointed out here? Now I think we just need to attack that. That's our goal. Just knock that out. And then we have 11 eludes. That's fine, because they can run interference for us at least. And maybe, just maybe, distract the bad guys. Oh god. Everybody go for that. That's our goal. Whatever that thing is over there, it's wildly efficient. Holy goodness. Is that an afflict? Afflict? I don't know. All right. Well, that wasn't effective, but we saw this thing is wildly dangerous. That thing is not, whatever is going there is not super efficient. All right, so that area is really not being fed by much. Okay, good to know. We need to get some of our dudes. Let's see, we got some. We didn't totally cripple our production or our units. We mostly crippled them, but we didn't totally cripple them. This area is still fighting the good fight. They've gotten really good at hammering in those things, and I don't like that they keep rebuilding quickly. That's not a good sign for us. All right, we're going to see some type of response from that. It's not a big response so far, but it is a response. So we just got to reset the deck and see if we can, you know, be effective here. All right, I'm just trying to run back and forth kind of patterns here just to see if we can. Yeah, so we just got to change our paths a lot. Look how ballsy they're getting. Like, they're trying to rebuild right when I'm there, guys. Like, stop. All right, this is the world's best elude. Look at that thing. It's doing the Lord's work here, just running around, destroying everything possible. I love it. Okay, that did a fantastic job. I don't know if it's just because they still have structures here they're trying to rebuild. Oh, look at that. They thought I was asleep. Let's go fix that problem. I know they are not going to be allowed to rebuild there. That is not going to happen. Sorry, guys. Yeah, you guys are not going to be allowed to do that. My apologies if you thought you were going to be able to, but sorry, not sorry. All right, I'll keep a little bit up closer there just because. All right, so we're in our rebuilding phase, and I have to figure out, these guys got there too early. They need to come to the party a little later, and I think we also need to drive in a little bit more with the locusts. So we'll see what that all entails here shortly. I'm going to take some of these locusts out. Let's just have them go on a little adventure here real fast. So we're going to bring them up. I have to look at the doors too. Those, what are the large, or not walls? Yeah, the blast doors. What is their health? All right, they're pretty beefy. Just trying to get that as straight as possible so we have a shot to go in there. Fantastic. I don't like that they clump up here. This is where we get into trouble. And if I can, I want to keep them heading this way. And just knock out any hope of their structures surviving at all. Oh god. Okay. That sucks. But we did knock out their structures for the most part. Probably not the best use of materials, but we have to try and see what we can do. Oh, ooh. You cheeky guys. Let's go exploring. All right. I don't like when they spread out quite like that. Although it's not bad because the that thing, yeah, knocked out some of them, but not all of them. And then we can just have them run back here, and they should be well, they would have been okay. All right, how are we doing power-wise? We're still rocking it on the power end of things. Oh, no. All right, I gotta stop loading beryllium in here. We don't need it. Okay, I need to get rid of that for now. We got to go over into, it's over here. The payload router, yay us. Probably gonna need to build another reinforced container. Cool. Pick that up, send it on over. There's nothing to unload. Load up all of that stuff, heck yeah. Yeah, because our tungsten supply is decimated right now because it just got held up there. So our production of our locust is also delayed as a result. All right, let's take a look up here. They're still really pushing the rebuilding of all this. So we're going to go try to address some of that. Oh, God. This game, man. Let's say over here. All right, they're not currently rebuilding anything there, which is good. But we are going to have to rebuild some stuff here. Hopefully our ground units or our ground defenses will take care of those units. And we can go in. Yeah, you guys can't do that. It's not yours. Oh my gosh. This is the most frustrating level I think I've ever played in my entire life of any video game ever. All right, let's see if we can just exist over there. My goodness. They're trying to get that back up and running. I can't let that happen again. That was... We fought really hard for that. We gotta retake that. That I can't stand. Oh yeah, look at them. They're going for it, man. I really wish that the explosions would also impact, you know, their stuff. All right, I'm gonna have to invoke a little bit of a option here, so we can start rebuilding some of this stuff. And hopefully get that production up and running. I know we're going to burn through tons of power, but we don't really have a choice right now with that. We got to do it. They're really interested in that area right now, but this area they've given up on. It's so interesting on what matters and what doesn't matter. As far as towers go, so they flicked, what does it do? Fires massive charge orbital. Look at the health on that thing. Wow. All right. Move these guys over here. They're seeming to be more wanting to talk to us on this side right now, so we'll engage them on that side. It's not a big deal. We got 7 of those. Okay. What I'm going to try to do is space these out so that I can do a little bit more. There is a way to jump in and control these things, I believe, but I forget how to do that. Let's see here. Okay, so we can get those guys straight across. Then this whole crew I want coming up there. They're being pretty active over here. So let's take our crew, head up and do some exploring. There we go. That's what I really need, is something that can withstand a little bit more firepower. And what we're trying to teach you bad guys is don't mess with us. All right, you guys need to get out of there. You're going to screw it if you stay. Okay. At least I was right about it, but oh, look at them. They're getting ballsy again. Time to go play. Some of those are just going to go up. Make sure nothing else has been done here. And send that back. Okay. Look at them. Look at them doing their thing. I don't like that at all. It's not where I want it to be with all this, but that's okay. We'll figure it out here. Got the big honkers out there. It's all right. We can deal. All right, so I'm going to pause this for just a second. We're going to take like small groups and just slowly try to make assaults on a particular spot. So you guys are going to go there. And I'm just going to send them a few at a time. And I'm not setting them to attack a certain area. I'm setting them to just kind of assemble so they can just be whatever we need them to be at that moment. I don't know if it's a good plan or a bad plan, but we're going to try it. And if it doesn't work, then we'll see what happens next time, because I'm kind of out of some ideas here. Because we very clearly need to have ground forces on both sides to stop this foolishness, because they cannot be allowed to rebuild. The only thing I have a question on is those, we did try the rocket thing that it destroys ground units, right? So if I do info on that, launches power from mostly ground targets. building damage. Okay, I think that's, we can't do that. Okay, so those are going there. Let's take the front guys here. You guys also need to get up there. The only ones I'm going to have go further are these guys who I want them to get up in this area. So we're going to have like a massive line of units just heading up this way to do God knows what. But we just got to try something. All right, we're starting to get into cannon fodder area now for our initial Stells going out there. So we're gonna get some eludes out there in a second to help them out and try to take a shot or two away from them. So these guys are just gonna go and they're gonna go up there. The other crew, we're gonna take a smaller crew and they're gonna go over there. I'm not trying to tell all of our units to attack things in particular. I'm just trying to get them in the area where they can attack things. Okay, I was worried about our eludes not going, but they're going. All right, now they at least have to have a choice of what they want to attack. All right, here comes the fireworks. Let's see, can I get in? I can. Let me go back to respawn here. And we'll save these eludes for another time. And you can come back for another time too. Let's take a look real fast. Did we do any reasonable damage there? So we knocked out that thing. That's a plus. I wanted to get this thing, but it looks like we did not. What is the health on those? They're not that great. What's the health on it? Yeah, they're worse than a breach, but whatever. All right. And they're very interested in repairing that. So we'll get some eludes and make that stop. Are they still working on this? No, they've given up their quest on that front, which is good. All right, which also means that we are going to stop production over here for now because we need more production over here. Let's just send our guys on a grand adventure. Coming this way, going that way, going this way, going that way. Go, 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 go. Got some time before they decide to come back. See, it's not very nice for you guys to just wait for me to die and then you just pop back in. I don't like that at all. It's not kind. I despise that these are here too, but I can't do anything about them right now. This area is still a big question mark for what I'm going to be able to do with it. So they're loading units. Oh no, they're just making these. They're making the blocks. Okay, so they're making the blocks and then send them off to God knows where. So there must be a massive tungsten deposit up there because they're making tungsten walls, which I'm not honestly thrilled about having to face here real soon. All right, let's go ahead and at least stop them from being annoying. And we're out of dodge. They immediately start rebuilding, but that's okay. They also start rebuilding up there, which I do not like one bit. We have to wait because we got big guys coming in. There they are. Well, there's 1, 2. That's what they've been sending, about 2 of them. Sometimes 3, but 2's been pretty average for them right now. What's nice is we can just send these guys right there. They can just load up on them. Because once they get close, they don't care about units at all. They just focus on just their thing. They are in the process of rebuilding some stuff, but it's okay. We got that. All right, we're going to give this one more of the old college try here. And then I think we might call it a day and see if anybody who's watching me has any suggestions, because I'm kind of fresh out of ideas here of how to best approach this particular problem. Hey, we got rid of one of their other walls there. That's nice. All right, I do have one last idea that I don't think is a good idea, but I'm intrigued by it. So we know that the missiles are doing just a bang-up job of getting us. What if we attack with a few guys over here to distract those missiles, keep sending them out, and then we send our main force up here? We already saw that we can be successful up here. We did see that we knocked that out. If we can do that, we need to knock this bad boy out. If we knock that out, their life gets a lot harder, I think. They're not going to be able to rebuild and make this all like we were never there again. This area will be a little softer because the range of these things, like these guys are there. So we can, if we can get that, that would be fantastic. What's the Afflix range? Oh, it's monsters. Okay. But the sublimates have really small range. Okay. It's not small, but it's not like, it's smaller. So they're rebuilding all that stuff. Not a fan. 1 out of 5 stars. Would not recommend. Yep, see, they sent 3 that time. All right, we're very purposely just trying to split the difference here. It's not for you guys. All right, there's not... See, they just keep bouncing back and forth. That's fine. I'm not going to get distracted by that too much longer. I'm going to get distracted for a little bit because I'm me, but it's not going to be long term. All right, we have 14 Snells. We only have 6 of those, so we need to up our numbers on those. How many do we have over here? 7. Okay. Just going to try putting a little higher tier units out there and just see if that does anything. Keep them slightly away from each other just in case. But hopefully that's enough of a buffer that they're not going to want to rebuild here. We know they're still doing this, but I'm okay with that. Because we just need to get up here and punch our whole way through that, which hopefully will happen soon. These guys are being awfully annoying, but like, we can handle all of that. They really have not made any progress on hurting us for realsies at all here. See, we can see one of their things. So I'm just curious. I want to try building something. So let's just see what happens if I put a, let's just go with a turbine condenser. I just want to see if it gets destroyed by the rockets or not. How about if we put one there? Or put one up there. So I'm just trying to monitor if their rockets are going to come in and destroy that or not. Because if it doesn't, that might be a... Oh, yep. Nope, it got destroyed. Okay. Good thought. Bad execution. All right, so we have 15 of our friends here. I'm going to stick them right up there just to get started with. Got an elude party right over here. I'm going to go purposely try to lose a couple of locusts just because I don't want them to be over here. And I just want to keep tabs on what they're doing with their stuff. So we're going to pick a fight. One that we're going to lose, and that's, again, on purpose. I am trying to lose these guys. I'm sorry. That's fine. That's the fight that I did not want to win. Come on, guys. This is not the complicated part of this drive. My goodness. All right. This is our last go for broke. Same idea. Hopefully better execution than what we've been doing. But we'll see. They're building a lot over there, which I'm not thrilled about. So we'll have to investigate that. I don't want to be annoying yet, though. I want to... All right. So I need to send it out in waves again, because if I don't... We had much more success doing that. So we're going to send them out in waves. I just need my locust to get there a little sooner this go around. And some of these might be cannon fodder because while we knocked out that one piece of that gun, we did not fully eliminate all of it. All right, so we get that. Send that crew up. Send 2 more of these guys up there. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. All right. The last of our great caravan is going to be departing for all of that in just a moment. Take some of those, throw them over there. Take some more of those, throw them up there. Take some of these, throw them over there. Take some of these guys and throw them over there. Then all of these, I want to send right there. While we're doing that part, we're also going to try to distract. Send these guys up. And we'll take at least one of these guys and send them on over. All right, now the eludes need to just make sure they keep moving. All right, the mechs are a little faster than I thought they would be, so that's a good thing for us because they were the last ones to go. So I'm going to grab control of this bad boy. Try to embed myself with not the first round of stuff. All right. How'd we do? Not so good. All right, let's see. I'm just going to throw these guys up there just for funsies. Because why not? All right, let's pause that at this point. We'll get our last of our eludes that are alive. We'll send them back all the way down there. And then it looks like we have another one over there that can come home. All right. It was an idea. It obviously didn't work, but I'm glad we tried it. We gave it good effort. I think what I need to do is stay away from this area a little more, come up here, and then, especially with my mechs, have them like go over here and then up and in. That might be a better approach because they got ripped apart. Once they're coming into this area, these 3 or 4 weapons are just blowing us apart. But I like the approach that we have. We just need to figure out a better overall game plan for it. But folks, I think that's going to wrap us up here for today. Thanks as always for joining me. I really appreciate your time and comments and watching the videos. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.